Hey everybody, how are you doing? This is Kirsten here, and welcome back to this new episode of The Better Way with Kirsten Kimura podcast. If you are watching this episode on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel if you have not done it yet, and also leave a comment in the comment section below. I would really like to hear your thoughts. If you are listening to it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please subscribe there as well so you don't miss an episode when I release the next one. And if you are listening to an Apple podcast, please leave me a 5-star rating and a review because that will really help the podcast to grow and help more people to find it. So it is really hard for me to get the word out about it just by myself. So I could really, really use your support here. Also, if you're not in my Fit and Fuel Facebook group yet, please join the group. It is a very active group. And this month, March, we have a lot going on. So every Monday, I am doing a Meal Monday there. So there is a food tip, a protein tip, or something like that that you can benefit from. Every Wednesday, we have Workout Wednesday. So I am either taking you through a mobility or flexibility routine, or tomorrow morning, we're going to work on a push-up form. So there could be different things that I'm addressing there based on what people in the group need. On Thursdays, we have Tracking Thursday, which is when I give you a tip for your macro tracking, assuming that you are tracking. If you're not, that's okay too. But if you're curious, you can absolutely get started. And this Facebook group will give you tips for that. And on Fridays, we're doing Fun Fridays, which means that we have something fun that we're sharing. Sometimes I'm giving away a little Amazon gift cards and so on. So if you're not a member yet, then please make sure that you join the group. It is fun, it is useful, and I hope to see you there. Okay, so today we're talking about the truth about weight loss workouts. Okay, weight loss workouts or fat loss workouts, you probably have seen them. So if you have done a little search, maybe on Pinterest or wherever you are, trying to find these workouts, you probably find, right, weight loss, fat loss workouts. You've seen the marketing. Okay, this is the best fat loss workout. You should do it this way. So today we're going to talk about, is this really a thing? What you should know about so-called weight loss or fat loss workouts, and how you can make your workouts a bit better if this is your goal, to lose weight or lose fat. So the first thing I want to say, the first truth about weight loss and fat loss workouts is that uh, the cardio or the intense boot camp or the circuit class, this is not your ideal weight loss, fat loss workout. Although this is how these workouts are often marketed, right? The idea here is that the more I burn, the more calories I burn, the better it is for my weight loss and fat loss. The more intense the stuff is, the better it is, right? The more my heart rate is in the red, the better it is for me, because we have this association between, okay, I burned a bunch of calories, I did pour a ton of sweat, I was super out of breath. Now you see this sweat on your body, you're just like, you basically can't breathe, and you think, this is it. This really is the workout that burns the fat, right? I can literally see it on my body. No, that's just your sweat. It's not the same thing as fat burning. So these types of workouts actually are not best for fat burning or weight loss, right? And why is it that they're not? Well, think about it. If you are trying to lose weight, you're probably in a calorie deficit, because this is where most of your weight loss really comes from. And we're going to get into a little bit more detail about that specifically. But let's say that you are already in a calorie deficit, and now, when you start doing these workouts that are very much sending your body the message that we don't need muscle, then what happens? Calorie deficit plus those workouts that literally pare down your muscle, you're going to lose a lot of muscle, right? And think about it. This is not your goal. It shouldn't be your goal. Your goal should not be, I want to lose weight no matter what tissue it comes from, right? You could be like, I don't care if it's my muscle, if I lose my muscle, if I lose my bone, I just want to get my weight down. This is not how you should be thinking, right? Or I just like sweat out a bunch of water, so now I got my weight loss. This is not what you truly want. What you truly want is to, yes, be in a calorie deficit, lose body fat, but maintain your muscle mass. So these workouts that are very calorie burning, intense type of workouts, like I said, circuits or cardio, or a lot of people sign up for half marathon or marathon because they want to do it. Like they hope that this workout will help them to burn more, to lose more fat and body weight, they sign up for these types of things, hoping that, but a lot of times they actually don't achieve that. Or they may lose some weight, but they don't look a lot better because they haven't done workouts that would save that muscle, right? So now, like I said, low calories because you're in a deficit, you're doing a lot of cardio, you are literally taking down the body's muscle mass. And this is not what you want to do. So coming back to my point here, this is not where you want that weight loss to come from, not from losing muscle mass, right? So you want to lose your weight from fat mass. And in order to do that, don't go for that heavy, intense cardio route. Don't take that. Instead, think about how can I maintain muscle. Okay, so if there's a workout program that's like, this is weight loss workout plan, this is fat loss workout plan, and you see that it includes tons of circuits, intense workouts, cardio, running, stuff like that, this is actually not your ideal weight loss, fat loss workout. Now, what is it then? Well, keep in mind this one thing. The goal with your workouts, it doesn't matter if you want to lose weight or gain weight or maintain weight, the goal of your workout should always be as if you're trying to build more muscle, right? Regardless of what you're doing nutritionally. So let me explain it to you. So it basically doesn't even matter, the workout itself doesn't even have to be that much different if you're, compared to your fat loss phase or maintenance phase or bulking phase. Your workout should always be done with the goal in mind. I want to maintain or build more muscle, right? So when you think about it this way, then the difference between your workouts in a calorie deficit versus calorie surplus might be only that you are stronger in a surplus. You could be doing exactly the same workout, but now you're stronger because you have more calories in you, you have more energy, you are just able to move more weight. So these muscle building or at least maintaining workouts should always be strength training workouts, right? And they always come back to the very foundational level. I mean, you can add little things here and there if you want to, but always keep in mind the same big five that are talked about nonstop, I feel like, on this podcast. And these big five are the squat, deadlift, overhead press, row, and bench press. So these, in some shape or form, there's a lot of variations about how you can do them. These will always be in your routine, regardless of whether you are in a weight loss, calorie deficit, or in your weight gain, which is calorie surplus, or weight maintenance, which is, even, you're not eating more or less, you're eating at maintenance. It does not matter what you're doing nutritionally in that sense, right? Your workout should always be done with one goal in mind, which is I want to take care of my muscle, right? So you don't want to lose it in a fat loss phase. Okay, so now if the weight loss doesn't come actually from workouts, because like I said, your workouts can be actually very similar, whether you're losing fat or gaining weight, where does the weight loss then come from? And it comes from your nutrition, right? So you have to understand that weight loss and fat loss come primarily from your nutrition. Like I said, the training can be very similar, actually. There shouldn't be a ton of changes into your training. But where the change happens is with your nutrition. And it gets very simple here. I mean, just, on a surface level, of course, there's a little bit more details involved, but on a very basic level, it's super simple. If your goal is to lose weight and lose body fat, we go into calorie deficit, right? So approximately 15%, sometimes more, sometimes less, from your maintenance level. Okay. So when you do that and you still keep doing the strength workouts that we talked about, then you should start losing weight and fat, right? Body fat, we want to lose that primarily, right? So if you want to gain weight, maybe you want to put on extra mass, then you just have to eat in a calorie surplus. So we're going to raise your calories about 15 or so percent, but still your workouts are still strength building workouts, right? So I hope it gets like clearer and clearer. There really isn't such thing as weight loss workouts. Your weight loss and fat loss mostly come from your nutrition, and whether you are in a calorie deficit or whether you are in a calorie surplus, or if you don't want anything to change, then you just stay at maintenance approximately. Also, of course, your maintenance is also not like set in stone, one number that never changes. there's a little bit of fluctuations there too. Our bodies are not so set and rigid. We're not like mathematical formulas, right? But to give you just like a basic idea, if you want to maintain, then you eat that million calories approximately. Okay, so I really want you to understand this. So your weight loss, fat loss comes from calorie deficit. Weight gain comes from calorie surplus, right? Workouts can stay very similar. Okay. Now, another thing that is very important to understand about weight loss or fat loss workouts is that spot reduction doesn't work. So what is spot reduction? If you're not familiar with this term, is that you pick a part in your body that you want to, where you want to lean down a little bit. Let's say for most women, of course, what is number one? Belly fat, right? And so now we go into like Pinterest or YouTube or wherever, and we want to look for like belly fat burning workouts. And we think that this is going to help us to lose weight and lose fat. And again, this is not true. It's not. So first of all, you cannot spot reduce, right? So we cannot pick, okay, I want to lose weight from my belly, therefore I'm going to do like 5,000 sit-ups a day. It doesn't work this way. So if you want to strengthen that area of your body, those muscles, absolutely, this is what you're going to do. Well, don't do 5,000 sit-ups a day. That's a waste of time, but you can still build a stronger core, build stronger muscles. And then when you go into calorie deficit and with the deficit, you get your fat percentage down, then this muscle definition, of course, comes out. The muscle that you have built previously, right? So you can build the muscle just like you would build your glutes or your hamstrings or your quads or your arms or biceps, whatever you want to build. You focus on that muscle, but you cannot, by doing like a million biceps curls, burn fat off from your biceps. This is just not how it works. So please stop looking for like body part specific workouts in order to lose fat from there. You can look for body part specific workouts to build muscle there. So this is a different thing. Okay. And then the last thing. Now, I mentioned that your workouts will actually be quite similar, whether you are in a fat loss phase or gain phase, right? In a surplus. So your workouts will be quite similar. However, you can make small changes. And these small changes can look like changing your repetition range, right? Or changing the exercises a little bit so that now you're doing something that is more new, right? So let's say that you're always doing conventional deadlifts and you never change that. So now when you go into your fat loss phase, which is done, as you know, via calorie deficit, then you can add, or instead of doing the conventional deadlifts, now you could throw in sumo deadlifts, for example, right? You can make a change like this. Or if you always are doing just like dumbbell squats, now how about we try some barbell squats? Or if you always do, let's say, what would be another really good example? Let's say back squats. So you can now switch things up and try front squats or something like this. There are small ways to change things up. Or let's say you always do double-handed row. So now maybe we can do one-handed row. So you can bring a little bit of novelty. So this is like a slightly different signal for your body, how you can mix things up. So this is one way how you can make your fat loss like slightly better, like give it like a little extra. But I will come back to my most important point in today's episode, which is this: your weight loss and fat loss are mostly determined by your calorie deficit and not so much by some sort of like completely different workout. So with your workouts, you always want to be focusing on strength training, on muscle building. Even if you're in a calorie deficit, you still think this way, even though you may not achieve that muscle gain if you're in a calorie deficit. I still want you to think this way, as if you're there to build muscle, right? If you're at the gym, this is what I'm doing here. I'm here to build muscle. So this is how you think. But the true change in your weight and fat percentage will be then done via calorie deficit. Okay, I hope this was clear. Let me know if you have any questions about it. Please, of course, don't forget to join my Fit and Field Facebook group and subscribe to this channel. All right, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.